Hi, everybody. It's DocTalk. We're in June, believe it or not, based on what we're going to be talking about. But more importantly, we are at the end of the safety stand down week within the fire service. The theme this year has revolved around the personal health of all of our people. And in particular, today is about breaking the stigma and doing a reset on behavioral health. That's really important. And let's just talk about this the way that they talk about it in professional sports. Sports psychology is very, very important in how athletes deal with things that break their hearts, like losing a big game or having individual performance that's not up to expectations. And there is in their world a proactive, not reactive approach to how important that is to athletes, and in our case, the athletes that really have to perform well are fire and EMS personnel and our other public safety friends. So it is our job as leaders in the field to talk about our behavioral health and about how ways we can be proactive in taking good care of it, how it and working that system through enhances our performance. And in that way, we are able to stay healthy both physically and mentally, which is what we're doing this week at Safety Stand Down. And really important on the back end is watch your fellow providers as we go through tough times. And maybe it's not a tough time that you can identify, but something has been in that person's life that has either personally or professionally, or it's really bad if it's both things overlapping, has caused them to have great concerns about their own mental health. And then it's your opportunity in a non threatening way to say, hey, I'm here. I've had some tough days too. What can I do to help? You want to talk to me? Would you prefer to talk to somebody else? And as leaders, it's our opportunity to know that about the people working underneath us. So, really important that we talk about safety. And during the end of this stand down week, that we reset our thermometer, our thermostat, on how to take good care of ourselves, both from the neck down and from the neck up. All right. Across the board, there's no more important topic this week than the heat that is moving into the country. And much of the continent in the coming week is going to be overwhelmingly hot. If you want to cool down next week, what you're going to need to do is come to Florida because our temperatures here are going to be less than the temperatures in most of the eastern cities, from Chicago through the big cities, and then especially down through the mid South. So Florida next week will be the cool place to go if you're interested in staying healthy. Got to say, our heat performance this early in the year is not where it needs to be. And so we're talking June, and June is not typically the time where we have these heat domes occur, where it's going to be very dangerous for the people that we serve as well as for ourselves. So, what's important? I'm going to talk first about you. And in you, you need to be well rested. You need to get nutrition in small amounts during the day, not working on big meals and not working on eating in the heated times of the day, on keeping very well hydrated at all points, whether you're feeling thirsty or not, in planning your day, particularly if you're an officer, to be doing the strenuous things during the cooler parts of your shift of your day. Anytime you have an opportunity to rehydrate, you need to do that. Anytime that you can move an activity towards a better shaded place, it's much better. Your skin is not acclimated, so you don't have the same sun protection. So if some sun protection is necessary for your people, you do that as well. And then you plan for lightweight clothing appropriate for the circumstances. And then, unfortunately, you got to call the second alarm people if you've got a working incident and be able to rotate and rehab all of your people on the scene. Even though you don't like to do that all the time, these are the times when that's really important, and you're going to be doing that for your neighbor as well. Let's talk about the community that we serve. There are lots and lots and lots of people that are going to be at big risk that are not prepared in June for the heat, particularly thinking about people who have underlying health conditions that don't allow them to absorb heat very well, and they're in heated apartments and other living circumstances, or they're unhoused, and we have to take care of them. And those people are not prepared for this heat either. How do you recognize somebody in trouble? Always number one is altered mental status. And even if you don't know what their baseline mental status is, if they're acting abnormal, consider heat as one part of the reason that they're not acting correctly. It is always appropriate to do the first thing, which is cooling them. And cooling can involve domestic water, it can involve ice, it can involve towels, it can involve anything that will cool people. And then if you'll move air across, that improves greatly their ability to cool themselves. After that comes IV fluids and other medical care that goes along with hyperthermia. Talk to your public. Get out doing public safety messages early next week or over the weekend. Tell people about the heat wave that's coming. Advise them about cooling centers and their behavior that can change during the course of the week. Any work that you have to do outside as members of the public, do it in the morning, and then go find a nice, cool spot to spend the day. A movie theater, a shopping mall, the cooling centers in your region. Go to the museums or do something else to spend the day there. Advise them about doing their own rehydration and staying hydrated, eating little meals at the times of the day when it's not that hot, and at every break that they can, take a little bit more rehydration. Heat for our younger people, and so this is all the youth that are going to camps this week and doing other summertime activities. They need to find the shade. They need to use plenty of sunblock. And they need to have their own cooling capabilities in whatever air-conditioned centers may be around the activities that are going on with the children. So we have a very important time here, and we very well could have a burst of heat-related emergencies across the country. We don't want that. And again, June is a very dangerous time of the year to have that occur. So it's time to stay healthy. Next time we're getting together will be right at the 4th of July, and you know that is a more typical time for us to begin talking about heat. So we're doing this a couple weeks early, and then I know many of you have to prep for the 4th of July because you've got wonderful events going on in your communities, and you're going to be staffing some of them and watching fireworks from right below. So it's a great time. Everybody stay safe, stay cool. Remember all of the activities that went on this week in Safety Stand Down Week. But particularly this year, we're focused on your behavioral health. So take care of yourself, take care of your community. Talk to you next time on Doc Talk.